Hi, you two, it's Miss Addy. Our learning question for maths today asks us, can I solve division word problems? Our steps to success say, I can read a word problem and find the important numbers. I can use strategies I have learnt to help me divide, and I can record division number sentences. Our first star word is division, and that's because this is the operation that we've been learning about. We've got the words sharing and grouping, and these are the strategies that we use to help us to divide. We've got the phrase equal groups, because when we divide, we must always make sure we are dividing into equal groups. And we've got the word equally, and this is checking that our groups have the same amount. So division is when we separate something into equal parts. Equal meaning that they are the same, they hold the same amount. There are two strategies that help us to divide. Can you remember them? We can divide by sharing and we can divide by grouping. When we divide by sharing, we give our objects one by one until they are all gone and everyone has the same amount. When we divide by grouping, we do it slightly differently. We have our amount already out and we put the amount into groups, and each group needs to have the same amount as the other groups. And we do this until all of the objects have been grouped. We've been learning about a special star word this week. Can you remember what it is? It's the word commutative. Can you remember what commutative means? So in maths, we have a special rule called the commutative law that tells us that when we add or multiply numbers, we get the same answer even if we swap around the first two numbers in the number sentence. 4 times 2 equals 8, and 2 times 4 equals 8. So we can swap around those parts, those numbers at the beginning, and we will still get the same answer, the same product. I wonder, can we do it for division? Is division commutative? What do you think? We've got the number sentence 5 divided by 15 there. Can we divide 5 into 15 fairly? No, we can't. Remember, when we divide, we need to have the biggest number, the largest number first. We can't swap those two numbers around, otherwise it doesn't make sense. This means that division is not commutative. We can't swap those numbers around. It must start with the larger number. So our learning question today said that we were going to be focusing on word problems. Now, we practiced word problems the other day, but with multiplication. We're doing the same thing today, but with division. So when we think about word problems, we first need to read the word problem and think about what it's asking us to do. Then we need to consider the important numbers or the important words in the word problem. So we can circle them, that usually helps us. Then we can plan our answer. We can plan what we need to do. After, we can write the number sentence, and then we solve the number sentence. This is our word problem. There are 5 children in a football team. How many teams can you make with 30 children? So we need to be detectives now, and we need to look for those important numbers in the number sentence. Can you spot any important numbers? Good, 5 is an important number, so we should circle that. And 30 is an important number, so we should circle that as well. So it tells us there are 5 children in a team, and we have 30 children all together. We're not adding them, we're not subtracting them, and we're not multiplying them. Do you know which operation we need to use? We need to use division. My number sentence says 30 divided by 5. Why couldn't it have said 5 divided by 30? That's right, because 5 is the smaller number, 30 is the larger number. So 30 needs to be at the beginning of that number sentence. So it's asking us that we have 30 children in total and 5 children are in a team. So we are dividing today. We're working out how many groups we can make. So now we have our 30 children lined up. They're in groups of 10, so we know there's 30 of them. What we're going to do is we're going to group these children into groups of 5. That means there needs to be 5 children in each group. 1 group of 5, 2 groups of 5, 3 groups of 5, 4 groups of 5, 5 groups of 5, 6 groups of 5. How many groups did we make? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We made 6 groups of 5. Our number sentence is complete now. It says 30 divided by 5 equals 6. And that's because we began with our 30 children and then we grouped them into groups of 5 and we made some groups and we counted them. We had 6 groups. So our answer is 6. Let's have a go at this word problem. It says Daisy has 12 books. She is going to give half of them to her friend. How many books will Daisy and her friend each have? We need to be detectives again and we need to look for the important numbers in the word problem. Can you spot any important numbers? 12, so let's circle that. And the word half. Now that's not a number, but it's a number clue because it's telling us what we need to divide by. Now remember, when we half something, we're dividing by what? Well done, we're dividing by 2. So although it says the word half, we know that we're dividing by 2. So Daisy has 12 books in total, and she's going to give half of them to her friend. That means she's going to share half of them to her friend. So our number sentence is 12 divided by 2. So here is Daisy and her friend, and there are their books. Let's count the books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are the 12 books. So Daisy and her friend are 2 people, and she's going to give half of them away to her friend. I think that means we need to use the sharing strategy because she is sharing her book. She's giving half of them away. Remember, when we find half, we're dividing by 2, and there are 2 people there. Right, we've shared them all out now. So how many books does each person have? Good, they have 6. Each person has 6 books. That means they have an equal amount. Now we can complete our number sentence. 12 divided by 2 equals 6. And that's because we started with 12 books and then we shared them between 2 people and each person got 6 books. Now, just to remind ourselves, we've been learning about word problems today. Word problems using which operation? The division operation. Good. And when we follow word problems, there are special steps we need to follow. First, we need to read the problem and understand what it is it's asking us to do. Then we need to consider, and that means we need to look for important numbers and important words. And it helps us if we circle them so we know. When we've done that, we can plan our word problem. Afterwards, we can write down our number sentence. Then we can solve it. And remember, we've been solving our word problems today using pictures to help us. And we've done that by sharing and grouping to help us to divide. So your task today is you're going to pick a division word problem to work out. There are 30 eggs. Eggs are put into cartons which hold 10 eggs. How many egg cartons will there be? So have a think about those important numbers. Think about how you're going to organize your number sentence, then write it down and then solve it. Work it out. You can use some drawings to help you, or you could use some objects to help you. Then do the same for the other two. Fred has 18 toy cars. He gives half of them to his brother. How many toy cars do they each have? And there are 15 chairs. Chairs are stacked into piles of 5 chairs. How many stacks of chairs will there be? All these word problems sound really complicated, but all you need to do is look for those important words and write your number sentences down and work them out. You can pick one of those word problems to do, or you can have a go at all of them and challenge yourself. Enjoy your task, you two. Goodbye.